Okay, welcome back. It's the DAZN Boxing Show. I go by the name of Barak.
And I'm Barak, the boxing bully.
And it's time to talk Canelo Alvarez on the opening bell. Look, Barak, you've become a bit of a soccer fan. As of late, I'm hearing you having conversation with our fellow DAZN employees about soccer. I'm clueless to the sport. I tried to watch a game. I actually tried to watch the game that we're going to discuss in a second, Mexico versus Argentina. You know what? I'm not even going to throw shots at the sport. It's a great sport. All right, let's talk about Canelo's reaction to Messi, one of the greatest soccer players of all time. Apparently, it appeared that he had his foot on a Mexican jersey. We have a soccer expert on the platform, Barak. I mean, before you give me your reaction to this, let's see what Ade, because he says he loves soccer more than anything. Let's hear his opinion on this Canelo Messi situation.
Cheers, guys. Look, let me just put an end to this right now. I mean, I can understand why Canelo is a little bit upset. Firstly, he's angry that Mexico lost, right? Mexico out of the World Cup. That's why he's really angry. Secondly, as you guys saw there, he's upset with what Messi has done regarding taking his boots off and, all of a sudden there's a Mexico jersey beneath his feet. He puts his feet on the jersey. He meant nothing wrong. How do I know? Well, I've met the guy, and I can tell you now, he is the nicest footballer that I have ever seen in my life. Now, look, if this was Ronaldo, there's probably another discussion to be had. But Canelo, look, please, and I know you watch the show, don't threaten the footballers. We just want to see you back in May, and we want to see you attacking the boxers. Leave Messi alone and do what we're all doing. Put your feet up, rest up a little bit, and enjoy the rest of the World Cup. Messi meant no harm. Yours truly, Ade Oladipo, a Messi fan, and you guess what? A Canelo fan as well. Back to you guys.
Now, hold up, Ade. First off, you're not really a Canelo fan. I hear you say you're a Canelo fan too.
No,
Barak, what happened in Bivol Canelo fight week?
No, he was rooting for Bivol. He put on the Bivol jacket. This guy is not a Canelo fan, but I do accept your reasoning. It does kind of look like Messi wasn't trying to sweep the floor with it like a lot of this articles are saying. But what I say is, where did that jersey come from? And what was happening before the cameras came on, and how did that jersey get there by his foot? No, he wasn't trying to kick it, stomp it, step on it, wipe the floor. But what were they doing with it beforehand? Why is it there? That's what I want to know.
Why is it on the floor? Why is it on the floor? Your rival team that you just beat, why is one of their jerseys on the floor?
We're not trying to say this for Canelo could beat up Messi. No, Canelo, we don't want you to do that.
No, listen, first off, I can say this, Barak. I'm a passionate person. I'm a prideful person. And we know Canelo is a really prideful person. So his initial reaction was he felt disrespected. You know, he's probably met Messi before. They're probably cool. He probably expected otherwise. So he reacted on Twitter. I'm pretty sure that him and Messi can have a conversation about it, and he'll probably apologize and say, this is not what I meant. Explain the situation. They'll squash it. Canelo's not going to beat up Messi, so you people need to stop worrying about that. It's just a tweet. But I do feel that when it comes to, especially something like this, Barak, I'm talking about Olympics, World Cup, right? When everybody's representing their country and they're going there to win the World Cup, to put their country on a pedestal like we do in the Olympics. I think people not walk on eggshells, but you should be respectful of anybody's flag in that space right there. And I think that they were careless about it. And to your point, we don't know how the jersey got there, but it was on the floor. That alone is a violation, in my opinion. I'm riding with Canelo on this. I
just want to know. I'm not trying to deem it a violation yet. I want to ask the question because I think if Usyk would have had the British flag under his foot in the locker room after he beat Joshua, I think Ade would be asking that question as well. Like, well, what's the flag doing there on the floor? And the same thing we're asking with this jersey or flag or whatever it was. That's all I'm asking. I'm not trying to deem it any kind of violation yet. But I do want to know, well, what were they doing? Were they playing around with it beforehand? Who knows? Who knows what goes on in the locker room? The worst of the worst,
I'm deeming
sometimes.
I'm deeming it a slight violation. I'm not like pursuing it with the fullest extent of the law here, but I'm saying it's a misdemeanor right now. We need further investigation. Right now, it's the misdemeanor for you to have that jersey on the floor. We need a further investigation as to how it got there. Somebody's phone was out.
All right, so if Canelo doesn't fight Messi next, who do you think?
Hold on, one last thing.
Is better.
One last thing on the topic, Barak. I think that if Messi had reacted to the tweet immediately and said, "Hey, Canelo, I didn't even know the jersey was there. That wasn't meant to be disrespectful. My apologies to Mexico." Canelo, even in his rant tweeting, he still showed love to Argentina. He said, "Argentina, I got love for the country. A lot of good people in Argentina." He respected the country. So he led by example. Like, regardless of what issues I have with you, I'm not disrespecting your country. I'm not disrespecting your flag. I'm not disrespecting Argentina. And I think that Messi probably should have responded. Maybe his PR team said, "Oh, don't respond to this. Don't say anything." I say, respond to the brother and say, "That's not what I meant. Let's get on the jack. Let's get on a FaceTime. Let's squash this right now." But there was no rebuttal for Messi. That's the issue I'm having.
All right. We know Messi.
You want to react to that?
No.
Okay.
Who cares, right?
Look at you fake soccer fan.
No, I just don't think there was a violation. It didn't look like that was the violation. I think if there was, it was something prior to that. It wasn't what he was doing at that particular
Maybe,
time.
but speaking of that, no, and you mentioned it earlier, it's not going to happen. There's no way Canelo is going to risk anything beating up Messi, a small soccer player like that. That's just talk. Look, he's healing from the injury, from the surgery, Barak. It looks like he might be out, back out in May. And people are talking Ryder, right? John Ryder. I would say that's the front runner. If the fight with Bivol doesn't happen first, I'm not sure it does.
I know it's not going to be Bivol because he has to test that risk coming back, and that only makes sense. And I think he's earned that with the career that he's had.
Yes.
Does anybody want to see Ryder? I think there's millions of British fans that want to see Ryder fight Canelo. And if you want to look technically at records, Ryder has 2 good wins. One was controversial against Daniel Jacobs, and one was because Zach Parker hurt his hand, but it was a good fight while it lasted. So I think he kind of earned at least that spot of being number 1 in a WBO. But could Canelo slide somebody else in there to appease the fans a little bit more? Of course. But if that's, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, I think Eddie has mentioned this several times, that even Canelo himself wanting to fight all around the world, and London is one of those places. So obviously the fight that makes the most sense would be John Ryder somewhere in the UK, just to bring Canelo over there, see how he moves the needles in terms of fight fans going to the arenas, fighting a guy that has a big name there. It's going to draw a big crowd. I think.
Yeah, but in reality, you don't need a British fighter to draw a big crowd. You could just fight in the UK. It's like Thriller in Manila was in the Philippines. Neither one of those guys.
But we live in a different. Yeah, but we live in a different time, and that won't hurt, especially when you got a guy that is the front runner for the fight. He's a guy that's ranked. He's a guy where it makes sense. You can say, this is the reason why I made this fight. So it's a double, right now it's a perfect situation if he wants to fight in London. And that's a great fight to test the risk. No disrespect to Ryder. I think he's still a credible opponent. But if you're talking about Canelo testing his wrist, that's a perfect fight somewhere in Wembley. I'll be looking forward to go there. And on that note, that's our show. Hope you guys enjoy it. Peace and love. Stay safe. We're out of here.
Introducing the new DAZN Boxing Show podcast. No matter the time or the place, getting your boxing content has become easier than ever. Tune in as we give you exclusive insights, predictions, fight night recaps, and more alongside the biggest names in the game. All for free. Available globally every Thursday across all audio streaming platforms, and with new episodes dropping weekly to give you the latest news. Just type in the DAZN Boxing Show podcast, listen in, and enjoy.